in life here. Yeah, we got a jam-packed schedule involving cats today and/or other people. This is an exciting.
You should say where we are.
We're at the Gifford Cat Shelter, and you can donate and give pledges in the Meowster and Bias. Oh boy, somebody is looking at us. We got a cat looking at us right now. The Meowster and Bias link, which we'll get out there at some point, some way or another, because
it's tinyurl.com/meowsternbias.
There you go.
If you go to tinyurl.com/meowsternbias, you can make your pledge. So what we're asking people to do is pick something that could happen in the bean pot. You know, it could be your favorite team scoring a goal. It could be your least favorite team giving up a goal. It could be Miles Wood getting a 5-minute major in a game misconduct. Whatever is something that's probably going to happen at some point during the bean pot, make a pledge, donate per times that happens, and at the end, all the money goes here to the Gifford Cat Shelter, which you're going to learn a little bit more about over the course of this program. But I think we should start this show, as we always do, by looking back at the weekend that was. I'm pretty happy with how things went for BC on Friday. They come into the bean pot, arguably the hottest of all. Well, the hottest is probably Northeastern.
The hottest is always Northeastern.
The hottest is always Northeastern. But a 4-0 win over Notre Dame, a team that always gives them fits. They go out there on the road. They score 16 seconds in Austin Cangelosi. Second period, they score 2 more goals after going up 2-0 in the first, and really just cruise their way to a 4-0 victory. At the beginning of this month, people were talking about the Eagles' soft schedule, and it was entirely true. They really hadn't beaten anyone. The big winning streak that they had built up was mostly against non-tournament teams. The month of January comes along. They have 2 games against Providence, 2 games against BU, and a game against Notre Dame, and they go through the entire month undefeated. So I'm pretty pleased with the way things have gone for the Eagles over January. It's the right time of year for them to get hot, and now it's setting up a huge, huge game against Harvard coming up on Monday. Yeah. Now BU not doing too shabby themselves.
They can go up there? Oh, wow. It's great to be a cat.
Are people able to see that?
I think they saw some of that right there.
Okay. We'll have to get some more. By the way, you can watch this on the Kitty Cam as well.
Yeah, if you go to Gifford's website, Laura, what's Gifford's website?
GiffordCatShelter.org.
GiffordCatShelter.org, we think. They have cameras in this room, and you can watch us there as well.
You probably shouldn't.
Oh, man, look.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Look at that right there.
Hello.
Is that not the greatest thing ever?
Who is that?
That is Midnight Sky.
You may have seen Midnight Sky on BC Interruption at some point this year. Is that right?
No, because he never wants to cooperate.
Okay.
But this is Rennie, star of the Florida College Hockey Classic.
Yes, Rennie is the one who successfully predicted that Ohio State is going to win the Florida College Hockey Classic, which nobody ever would have predicted except for Rennie. It should be pointed out that the Cats, we have a season-long prediction contest on BC Interruption for who we think is going to win each game. And I believe the Cats combined are currently in 5th place. I think they're tied with me. I think
They're beating me.
it's pretty close. Grant somehow has the lead, which is really depressing.
Grant's a troll.
He really is.
Shout out to Ryan Lambert.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about BU. Another big win for them this
A
weekend.
4-0 win over Merrimack. Once a good team, Merrimack. No longer a good team, Merrimack. They also are coming in hot. I mean, I've got the schedule pulled up here as it is, and I'm looking slightly in shot, but slightly out of shot like I was. They're coming in. They had the sweep of Maine. Their most recent stumble is probably the weekend against BC, which I don't think was that terrible, all things considering. Obviously, the Saturday game versus the Friday game, but I think it wasn't the worst thing in the world. 1 point is something. This Mike just does not want to stay in it. Never wants to stay in any time. And then they get the sweep over Maine and a 4-0 win over Merrimack. So again, coming in hot, and everyone's coming in hot because if you go to the pairwise and you look at the pairwise, number 5 Harvard, number 7 BC, number 8 BU. That's from College Hockey News on the app. That's how we're approaching it, just as an FYI. That's pretty great. That's pretty great overall.
It is, and then you've got the Northeastern storyline, which is always a storyline. Can we get a little bit of this?
There's some cat feistiness. I think we've lost some of the cat feistiness. I don't know if I can get spun around fast enough to get all the cat feistiness.
Sorry, we'll get some more of that on the air.
This thing is. We got one climbing a column here. Woo.
So
haven't you always wanted to watch like Jim Nantz and Phil Simms, but instead of watching the game with them, you just watch Jim Nantz and Phil Simms? That's what this is like right now.
this is pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on BU heading into the Beanpot? By the way, we have a special guest here to talk about BU.
It's Chris Drury, bobblehead.
Hello,
He's seen
Chris.
as many games as I have this year.
Yes, it's true.
I wonder if that's statistically true, actually.
I don't know. Now, here's the question. And we'll get into this because we are going to preview all 8 Beanpot games. You've got 4 men's games, 4 women's games, and it all starts tomorrow. But before we get into the Beanpot, we are going to talk a little bit about why we are here. We are at the Gifford Cat Shelter. This is who we're raising funds for this year around the Beanpot. Last year it was, what's Lambert's charity?
826 Boston.
826
Was
Boston.
that around the Beanpot or was that later in the year?
I think it was around the BCBU series in January.
It was?
It was. We raised a little money.
I always thought that was more of a March affair.
No, it was definitely around.
Oh, yeah, we did something for – yeah, okay. And then his regular thing was in March, maybe.
That's right. So this year, we're here for the Cats. Next year, if you have any suggestions for us, let us know. But we do have Laura Barastaki, BC Interruption contributor / super volunteer here at Gifford.
Yeah, move closer.
Going to tell us a little bit about the shelter. If you listened to our show a few weeks ago, you heard about this, but we'll talk
You
about
probably
it again.
didn't, too.
It's new, so.
Am I just giving my spiel?
Give your
Just give
spiel.
your spiel.
Okay, so this is the Gifford Cat Shelter. It was founded in 1884, so it's been around for a very long time. It's a cageless, no-kill cat shelter, so you can see the runs maybe from the screen. Those are just for cats that are new, settling in, so they can get used to like the smell, the other cats, all that stuff. So cats will stay in there for a couple days. We usually have 1 or 2 cats who are on special diets who stay in there the whole time they're here, but everyone else is free roaming. So this is where the adult cats are that are adoptable. We have a room that's usually used for kittens. Right now we have some shy cats in there. And we have another building where we've got probably about 16 to 20 cats in our socialization program who are getting ready to be adopted. And then 2 cats in our FIV room, and that's just like a non-serious immunodeficiency virus. So they just have to be separated because it's contagious from cat to cat, but it's not serious, so you should adopt one of them. I don't know, I feel like that's pretty much it. We're great, the cats are great, donate.
We want to talk a little bit about our donations. Do you want to maybe put the mic next to Chris Drury so that way you can spin the
Camera easier.
The best way for you not to be in the way when I'm talking to all these people. Should I just be up front and try to keep them up front, or
Yes, or we can kind of switch back and forth as
Yeah.
you want.
just let me know where not to be basically, because I can kind of keep.
Because you
I can
don't
just
really
talk to
need
this
to be
part,
back
yeah. So
here,
if you
right?
just want to
Oh,
stay
look
back
at this
here, I'll
cat
stay up
action.
front.
Okay.
And if it's too loud, just let me know. We'll kind of
Okay,
go
we
for
have a
it.
mic, so it
Oh,
shouldn't be bad.
I just don't
Going for the water.
Background noise and stuff.
Going
so,
for the
yeah.
water.
We do want to thank the Gifford Cat Shelter for having us today in the middle of regular business. They've got folks in here meeting these cats, volunteers in here working with them. So they're being really flexible, letting us do our thing, and we really appreciate that. I'm going to talk a little bit about our pledges. I know that Shep hasn't made his pledge yet, so you can go last. Is the mic going to pick me up from over here?
If I turn it this way, it probably will.
So Shep hasn't made his pledge yet, so I'm going to talk through mine, you can talk through yours, and then that'll hopefully give you time to make your decisions. So I've got 3 pledges on the table right now. I am going to pledge $5 every time VU gives up a goal at the Beanpot. So hopefully Northeastern puts up 5 or 6 tomorrow. I'm going to do $10 every time BC wins a game. So hopefully 20. And my personal favorite, $19.88 every time Northeastern fails to win the Beanpot championship this year. Figured I want to at least have a baseline to start with, along with a kitty with a big brother.
But yeah.
What was your pledge?
I pledge $5 per BC men goal, $1 for BC women's goal because I don't want to go broke, and $27 if Michael Kim scores his first BC goal.
All right, I got what I'm going to do. So I'll do the 1988 for Northeastern. Oops, I hit a button. There we go. I'm back here. 1988 for Northeastern. I'm going to do – I'll be a little bit – I'm on the fence here. 50 cents or $1 for every antioxidant shot. I will determine beforehand what it's going to be, but I want to think about that one for a minute before I commit to it there. and $2 for every goal scored on BC, and I'll do the $10 for every BU win too. So I think monetarily wise, I'll probably come close to you.
Well,
That was my
no,
goal.
because BU's not going to win.
Well, yeah, but like overall, like we should balance out here roughly.
It should. Oxford and Logan Marsh.
Can someone write that down actually, so I don't forget it?
It's on YouTube. You can't run away from it.
I can't run away from YouTube.
So if you want to make your own pledge, go to tinyurl.com/masterbias. There's a handy form for you to fill out. There's a box if you want it to be creative and put something there that we haven't thought of. And yeah, use your imagination. What are some of the really interesting pledges that we've got?
Well, thank you, Joe. Let me look at the pledge list right now. If I go to google.com, if I open a new window, this is what the show is really like right here.
This is
Drive.
what it's like every week.
Oh, I spelled drive wrong.
I do want to give a shout out to the person who's pledging for every Miles Wood penalty minute. And Grant Salzano of BC Interruption is donating for every Dana Trevino penalty minute and the women's bean pot. That should be good for some money right there.
Yeah, we've got $50 for the bean pot, not won by the most hated rival. Still have the $1 million for the ice bus winning. $20 for every Northeastern win. I'm really a big fan of the Adam's $1 for every We Are BC sucks.
So just to clarify on that, one of the things that happens every BC is those great dueling chants. They're super clever and they're totally not the same chants every year. So whatever the BC fans do, We Are BC chant very cleverly. The Northeastern BU fans respond, sucks. Every time that happens, Adam is donating what, $2?
Adam will be donating $1 for every occasion
Oh,
that happens. Now, we've stated this is per socks, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So per socks.
All right. Any other interesting ones on there?
What's that?
Any other interesting ones on there?
I mean, we went over most of the more interesting ones the other day on the show. Again, tinyurl.com/meowsternbias to donate. We'll be dropping that out there. In fact, you know what? It's a good time to do it right now. tinyurl.com/ Oh no, I just typed out tinyurl.com and I sent it from the wrong account. Welcome to 2016.
Yeah, you're killing me.
tinyurl.com/meow
The cats are coming.
bias.
That's great.
The cats are coming?
I think
So
so.
let's maybe do a little shot of some of the cats. And then
Wait,
we're
what
gonna
are the
talk
cats?
about
What are the
BC
cats?
Army.
Do you want to say hello since you're in charge? Well,
No. Didn't mean to do that.
All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the BC Harvard game. Chef, you want to just get right out of there?
Just move. Am I moving entirely?
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah. Two, you were gonna talk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, this is real. Like this is happening.
don't worry, not too many people.
We're at
probably
3
watch.
right
We're at
now.
3 viewers right now. It's great. Hi, everyone. So we're ready to talk a little bit about BC versus Harvard, the first game that's happening at the Bean Pot, because for some reason it's the only tournament on earth where they can't do flex scheduling and change it if the better teams are planned to play in the early game. Harvard coming in at number 5 in the pairwise. Shep is right now finding cats to make smoochy faces at. Harvard coming in at number 5 in the pairwise. Boston College coming in at number 7, and Eagles coming in after a pretty successful month of January. How are you feeling about BC overall going into this Bean Pot?
Not feeling great about them on Saturdays,
That's true.
but as long as it's not a Saturday, I feel pretty good. I think we're all a little concerned about the Notre Dame game since that's been a problem, and the going into the Bean Pot game is sometimes a problem. So I feel much better that we were able to get that decisive win, not even at Conti.
And that might have been, honestly, their best performance of the season, or one of their best performances of the season. Sorry, I'm just going to have to do this.
Miss Rennie.
Hello. I'm very curious. Rennie probably is the one who thinks Ice Bus is going to win the Bean Pot and get $1 million for the shelter.
She would be right.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Oh, we gotta catch that today with the laptop.
I think one of the things that I was not excited about with BC was the fact that they moved Teddy Doherty up front and forward, and yet it's working out really well.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, clearly Jerry York knows what he's doing, so maybe I should
Who'd have
question his
thought?
decisions. But what's happened, a couple things has happened. First of all, Michael Kim has stepped in and played really well on the blue line for BC. It's given the Eagles the depth and the flexibility to move Doherty up front. And really, what a great pickup to have him come in January.
Yeah.
He can skate. He really contributes offensively. He came close to scoring his first goal, I want to say, in that UConn game, which might have ruined the $27 donation, but it still haven't happened. And Doherty has just stepped in seamlessly on that third line, and all of a sudden the Eagles are a much deeper team up front because they have him up there. So, and then when Chris Calman's healthy, he's on the fourth line, and then you've got four lines that can score. And there really aren't a lot of teams in hockey East that can compete with that, and I think that's why they've been able to do so well against so many of these top teams that they keep going up against. I hope I'm not covering up the mic. So they go into the Beanpot relatively healthy. Health has probably been the biggest concern for the year. Chris Calman continuing to deal with nagging injuries. Miles Wood's been out from time to time. It looked like Colin White was putting like a little hamstring or something. He had a little injury going on, but he played through it and played well. Santini, there was fears that he might miss the game on Friday because he left last Saturday's game in the middle of it. Casey Fitzgerald's had concussion issues. Thatcher Demko's had concussion issues. Chris Birdsall has had concussion issues. This has really been not really a good year for the brains of the players. Hopefully that stops. I blame Under Armour. But if they can stay healthy, they certainly look like a team that can compete for every trophy. And, it starts with the Beanpot. Actually, did you watch the Beanpot preview show on Nesson?
No, God, no, why would I?
It was not bad. They interviewed Jerry York and they asked him about it.
Was it a legit preview show, or is it just the thing they've been running for centuries?
No, it was like a legit preview show. I know. Well, they did like one kind of soft feature on each team. So for BC, the feature was about Jerry York. I know.
Not in the softballs?
Exactly. The feature for BU was about JFK. Northeastern's was just about the fact that they haven't won the Beanpot since the dawn of time.
So just replaying
Exactly right. So that is
the
the same story. And for Harvard, they had Ryan Donato.
Northeastern hasn't won the Beanpot in 27 years.
Yeah, just keep editing it year after year. That's right. Well, it's funny. I was thinking. I remember being 14 years old and watching this on Nesson. And I was like, wow, can you believe it's been 14 years since Northeastern's won the Beanpot? That seems crazy. It's only a 14 tournament. Grant and I did the math of what the likelihood is last year of a team going 26 years without winning a 14 tournament, and it's like less than 1%. So you are mathematically.
You're the 1% Northeastern.
Yeah, less than that. That was a little creepy.
Like cats.
So,
Good point.
Cats are good at
speaking
being
of cats,
creepy.
well, move. No one wants to see it. There you go. So who are the three cats that we have?
Well, this is the love triangle. Midnight Sky in the middle is a creep. And he is in love with both Rennie and Von Dutch. And he just sits around and stares at them, and they both hate him. And he follows them and stares at them some more. So, yeah, cats are weird.
That's pretty fantastic.
Does he think they're the same cat because they look alike?
It's unclear.
Like, I can see that potentially. They have similar hair.
He's a player. He's not good at it.
Are his
but
wheels
he's-
fly? Do we need to hit him up for a cookout ride?
No.
All right, we're gonna move on from this topic now.
I think this whole show's going to be about exhibit.
I don't think so. So anyway, Harvard coming up, and now last year BC's win over Harvard in the Beanpot consolation game was arguably like their biggest win of the regular season, and allowed them to make the tournament. Harvard coming in even better than they were last year. They probably have the best player in the tournament, in Jimmy Vesey, although Colin White's making a case for himself. And JFK is starting to come on strong as well.
Adi for Hopi.
It's not Adi, and it's not anyone on Northeastern.
No,
And Harvard might well be the favorite. I mean, no one's ever going to call them the favorite, but in terms of on paper and the rankings and everything, they might well be the favorite. So we're kind of coming around to that point where we have to. I still haven't really decided how confident I am in a BC victory in this game.
Yeah.
I've put a lot of thought into it, but I'm not all the way to the point where I'm ready to make a prediction. But do you want to take a stab at it?
I'm nervous, but as BC Interruption readers will know, I cannot predict a BC loss. I'm incapable of that, so I will predict BC beating Harvard, but I think it's going to be a very tough game.
I agree. I think I've got BC winning a crazy goal-filled game, like 6-5. I think there's going to be a lot of offense. I think both teams are really cranking right now. It's going to be one of those trademark, insane beanpot games that only seem to really happen at the TD Garden. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of goals, and I think BC will manage to squeeze by it. We have
I'll be back.
a brief interruption. We are going to have our first cat prediction coming up for the BC
Does this mean I get to make my Harvard prediction?
Yeah, you go ahead and make your prediction.
My prediction for Harvard?
Yes, for the Harvard.
I just wanted to make sure I get my facts straight here, facts only. I think Harvard's going to win, actually, and I don't say that like in a trolling sense, like just because I hate BC, but because I honestly think Harvard's going to. But I do think it's going to be a close game, and I think I won't be sitting here shocked and surprised at 8 o'clock if BC is the winner. I mean, it's going to be tight. It's definitely the best game of the first round. The most competitive, and it's a really, really good matchup. But I think it'll be Harvard for once. A little false hope there settling in.
Usually it's Northeastern that gives the false hope. I think it's going to be Harvard this time.
Well, I mean, I don't think that there are fans to give false hope to at Harvard, but close enough. Midnight Sky is just chilling here.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
And then I think I forget if it's Von Dutch or Rennie, who was just riveted by your preview. Rennie was riveted by your preview and why you think Harvard's going to win.
All right.
So let me say this. I have not seen a lot of Harvard this year.
Fair point.
So I don't really know how to describe sort of their style. I think what makes me nervous from BC's perspective is what normally beats them is sort of that neutral zone trap. Like that's why Notre Dame's been so successful. I've found that one of the things that's worked against BC this year has been an aggressive forecheck and really pressuring the young defensemen, forcing them to cough up the puck. That's what a few teams have done really well. I think with the talent that Harvard has, they could have the ability to do that. I think that what's allowed BC to continue to do well and not give up a lot of goals is that they have the puck a lot.
Yeah.
When you have the puck a lot, you do okay, and then you have Thatcher Demko to back you up on the other end as well. We are going to, at some point soon, get our first cat prediction, and it's going to be for the BC Harvard game.
You know what they do in the show, right?
Yeah, okay, we're going to show a different cat. Sorry, I didn't realize that cat was in the litter box. I'm a little dumb. All right, we have another, I forget which guy that is over there.
That one might be an interesting fellow.
He seems like he's pretty much chilling on the bed over there. All sorts of good stuff.
There's one cat right there behind the litter box. Somebody decided to turn around and didn't want to face us.
So, how many cats are in this room right now?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And there's one in each one of the big cages. Not big cages, the big enclosures.
7.
Did you get the one in that bed up over there?
Oh, nope, I didn't get that one. That's 8.
There's the one up top there. That's 9. Oh, did that one climb up?
Oh, yeah, he certainly did. Oh, sorry, Chris Drury.
broke.
Oh, did I break Chris Drury?
We broke Chris Drury.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We'll survive. Chris Drury's going to go back in the box for now, though.
Sorry, Chris Drury. Are we getting that cat up on all the way up top there? So how many minutes are we into this broadcast?
I don't know, like 15.
I am not experiencing any allergy issues at all.
Shout out to Walgreens.
So for that, I would like to thank Walgreens and walked in. The only allergy medicine I've ever had that's working. Oh, we have another cat walking into the room now. This is pretty fantastic.
Ooh, I haven't seen that one.
This is a new one for me. Oh, I think we've seen this cat.
Oh, this one knows what's in
Oh, yeah. This cat knows what's up. I can't tell if they're friends or if they maybe don't know each other.
I don't know if the answer is no or not.
All right, so whenever you're ready to find us a cat to predict the BC Harvard game, we are ready for that. So we're just going to turn it over to Laura, and you can figure out who's going to pick this game.
Any of these guys right here would probably go for it, so we can just put them down and see who wants to take it.
All right. You are now going to witness live something that happens on BC Interruption every week.
It's going to be probably less exciting than you would expect it to be.
So let's make sure that we get the logos on there. As you can see, we've got a BC logo and a Harvard logo.
Good night.
We've got some treats. So this is the big question. Which cat is going to take the treat, and who are they going to pick? This is the biggest game of the tournament. Harvard versus BC, number 5 versus number 7. Who's it going to be? As you can tell, this is a really tight game. And do we have a Harvard pick? He's thinking about it. All right. So the official prediction. What was the score prediction there?
That was, pretty quick. So I'm going to guess that's maybe like a 3-1 prediction from Harvard.
All right. So the official first prediction from Von Dutch, Harvard 3, Boston College 1. Harvard advances to its first Beanpot Championship game since 2007, when Nick Petrecki ended their hopes by scoring an overtime goal. Shout out to Nick Petrecki. Hope you're doing well wherever you may be.
Maybe
All right, Indianapolis. So now we move on to the second game of the day tomorrow, and that would be BU, your Boston University Terriers, versus everybody's Northeastern Huskies, America's team. Oh, America's team. Not really a popular thing to say in a cat shelter, but it is a battle of the dogs.
It's very much battle of the dogs. There are no cats in this tournament.
There are no cats.
Whatever we call it, Crimson. And then there's the Eagles.
Fun fact: did you know that Boston College's mascot was almost a cat?
No, this is a good.
Is that a real thing?
Are you familiar with this story?
No.
Okay, so the Heights, student newspaper at Boston College. Shout out to the Heights, except not really. I'm kind of mad at them right now for reasons that I'm just gonna not say. And
just kind of gloss over that.
We'll talk about it later. Shout out to the people that write for the Heights, though. You're all really cool. So the Heights, back in like 1921 or something, was covering a BC track meet, and they depicted in an editorial cartoon the BC runner as a cat. And for the next couple of weeks, the Heights referred to them as like the cats or the fighting cats or something. And then Father whatever, I forget which father was the president of BC at the time, probably someone who has a building named after him now, so I'm just going to say Devlin, wrote an angry letter to the Heights and said, no, our mascot should not be a cat. I think that we should be the Eagles because they're really majestic and they live like in high places and we're perched atop the Heights and we should be the Eagles. And that's how BC became the Eagles.
We also live in high places.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
it's
know
true.
if you can see this gymnastics over there.
Okay. Oh, wow. Wow, that's fantastic. I hope this is a shot.
I think you can kind of see it right down there, sort of in the middle of your screen. Look at that. That whole beam's going like this. Wow. How did Paltry?
No, there's a ladder right there. He went up the ladder over the beam over to there.
Very nice. So yeah, that's how Boston College's mascot was almost the cat. So if you're like one of those people, there are people in North Dakota who can't let go of their old nickname.
You can do it.
So if you want to call Boston College the Cats, you're allowed to do that anytime you want. Since that was the nickname of BC for like a good solid 3 weeks. That was story time with Joe.
It was.
We should move on.
We should move on to BU
Northeastern.
Your nightcap game.
Neither one of those are cats. Who's going to win this one, Shep? Well, let's talk a little bit first about Northeastern's surge. They are, I believe, 8-1-2 in their last 11 games.
Something like that.
This dates back to the Bellpot.
They are overall 4-8-3, 9-12-4 in the season, but most of those wins have come lately. They swept Merrimack last weekend, I believe it was, a 4-1 and a 5-2. They put in a nice sweep on UNH the weekend before that, a 6-2 and a 4-2, a sweep on St. Lawrence, a tie with Quinnipiac.
I was at that game, and they very nearly won that game.
They did very nearly win.
Oh, you were at that game too.
The game as well.
Have we told the audience about the fact that we were the Northeastern Doghouse at that game?
Yeah, I think people are pretty well aware of that.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, they've been good, and they before that they ran into BC and they emerged just like BU with a single point. I never thought about it like that, and that's pretty depressing actually. And that takes us pretty much all the way back to the Bellpot. So they've been,
and at the Bellpot they very nearly beat UMass Lowell.
Yeah.
Before they Northeastern, as they tend to do. They had a lead over Lowell. Lowell scored in the final minute, then went on to win in overtime, and that was Northeastern's first quest for silverware this season.
I think the Bellpot, by the way, we had a better idea of the television schedule before the Beanpot.
We did. That's definitely true. And we had a British announcer, which was pretty awesome.
Excellent. Excellent. Not
as good as Tom Caron.
So they're doing their thing where they win, though. However, then you look at those teams that they beat: Merrimack, UNH, St. Lawrence. Not exactly the stiffest competition over the past few weeks. They do have the tie with Quinnipiac, which is pretty good. And the tie with BC. They do also have a loss against BC. So it's
tough to see. So here's how I see Northeastern right now, is that I think their record is pretty close to what suits them. When they were like 1-12,
they weren't that good.
That record did not suit them. They've got a lot of talent on this team. They're probably the 6th most talented team in the league. in terms of just you look at who they have on paper. They've got a lot of good players. They have a lot of offensive ability. A lot of guys who can put the puck in the net. Now, a big question for them has been goaltending. Part of the reason why they've done so well in recent weeks is that Ryan Ruck is posting like a .928 save percentage over the past 10 games. Is that sustainable against some of the top teams in the league?
We need to get this shot.
Is this
Sitting right on.
sitting right on the logos? I don't think that this cat wants anyone to pick either of these two teams, which I think is appropriate if you ask me. Where were we?
You're talking about Ryan Ruff.
Ryan Ruck, 930-ish save percentage over the past 10 games. Sustainable? Probably not. Was his 890 pace when they were losing all those games sustainable? Also probably not. The truth falls somewhere in between. And now you've got a BU team that, I think maybe not all the BU fans out there. I think a lot of the BU fans out there have been pretty confident.
They're very confident. I think I am skewing a little more pessimistic than they are, but that tends to be my nature evolving here.
Right. And I think that the media perception of BU was not that they were going to be this championship contending team this year. But, if you look at what they've done and where they are, they sit,
That probably was loud. Still
sorry,
works.
everyone. They sit decimal point. Okay, I'm sorry. This is more interesting than the BU versus Northeastern talk right now. So
Yeah, it really is.
all right, we'll carry on. They sit decimal points behind Boston College in the pairwise rankings.
They do, which is it does feel a little bit surprising to me.
And on paper, and on the ice, they looked even. Those two teams basically played to two deadlocks. If both of those games ended in a tie, it would not have been an inappropriate result at all. Neither would have BU taking 3 points, quite frankly. So here they are, and now they have their first chance to really make a statement. And you're not feeling as confident as some, but how good do you think this BU team can be? Do you think they're a legitimate contender for the series trophies?
I think they can definitely beat Northeastern.
That is not what I asked.
I don't know if they will beat Northeastern, but I think they could beat Northeastern. From there, they've got they still have, I believe, 2 games left against. I know they have 2 games left against Notre Dame, and if memory is not mistaking me for a second here, and it always could be mistaking me, they still have their 2 left against Lowell, unless I'm forgetting something that stood out. Yep, they still have their 2 left against Lowell and 2 left against UNH. That's as big a deal. So I think there's still a little bit of proving left to do. But, if you look at the other teams that sit in the top of the conference, Providence and BC, they tied Providence twice, and they tied and lost to BC once. There's only 1 loss there, but there's not a win there yet either. They haven't beat one of those top teams.
They did beat Quinnipiac.
And they've there's somebody else I'm forgetting about too that they've beaten. That was pretty good. I think that they stand somewhere decidedly in the 4th or 5th spot in the conference. I wouldn't be shocked if they won because that's how things go sometimes. And with the way the conference is playing out this year, anything seems possible among those 5 teams right now. There's certainly some favoritism, but there's 5 teams, and any one of those 5 could win the conference. I think they're definitely still an outside shot to win the national championship, but I think it's. It depends on the draw, it depends on where they go, and it depends on how they go. As we discussed a little bit on the car ride back from Lowell last night, that's sort of how the whole thing shakes out. I think what makes me feel the best and what should scare most people the most is that they're only going to get better from here on out.
They do have a young team, and they do seem to be improving. JFK being the primary example of that. I was astonished by how well he played against BC. He was the most noticeable player on the ice, I think, for either team. Aside from maybe Sean McGuire, who was also tremendous. And so now BU comes into this tournament probably feeling pretty good about their chances. So now we're going to put you on the spot. You got to predict first. BU, Northeastern. What
Do I have
happens?
to give a score? Because
Just pick a score. How hard can it be?
I think BU is going to beat Northeastern, as I clearly articulated earlier. I think it's going to be 4 or 5 to 2 or 3.
I am going to
Close as we
pick
can get to a score from.
the Northeastern False Hope episode number 27. I'm going to pick Northeastern 3, Boston University 2. We're going to set up a BC versus Northeastern final again for the 4th time in 5 years. That's my prediction. I think
And
they're
then
gonna
that's
do
where
it.
the pain shows.
That's where the pain begins. So it'll start on Friday night at Lowell, where they will be crushed by the Riverhawks. They'll come in completely overlooking the game. They'll come in on Monday. They'll have a decent chance. They'll play with BC for a while. The Eagles will pull away at the end. And then Northeastern season will be over and they'll tank and the rest of the year will be terrible. That's my official prediction. Shout out to the Doghouse. Laura, who do you think is going to win the Northeastern game? All right. So you're thinking BC-BU final. So far I've got a BC Northeastern final. Shep's got a Harvard-BU final. Is that right?
And I just may have pigeonholed myself into a Harvard Beanpot championship. Oh, no.
Well, we'll get to that.
No.
Shep's got a Harvard against BU final. So far, the Cats have Harvard, and we don't know who they're going to face. Will the Cats be the ones to predict the dream final?
Which one of these Cats is going to be?
And which Cat will it be? So, all right, we're going to tilt down that camera. We've got the BU and Northeastern logo set up. Do the Cats think? Oh, nope. The Cats know what's up. The Cats know that
That was pretty decisive.
The Cats know that there will never be a Harvard versus Northeastern Beanpot final. It's never happened. Never will happen. And what do you think the score was there?
That looked like maybe like a 5-0.
All right. I've seen that before from Northeastern in the Beanpot. They come in looking hot, and then BU completely bounces them in the first round. Shout out to 2007. Shout out to Brad Thiessen shooting the puck into his own net. That was pretty fantastic. All right, so
that's a real tweet.
What did it say?
People, you should follow on Twitter here as well. We should move away from the window for our next bit
Yeah.
because we can't really see us actually. Beyond, I can tell people can't see us. It's kind of dark for you. We'll make it brighter for all of us.
himself down.
So we are now in the. We are now done with the first set of men's game predictions. We're going to talk a little bit about the women's Beanpot, but first we're going to have a little interlude.
Mm-hmm.
You all know how much we love all hockey's coaches on this show.
Well, that's not true.
Well, except one.
Except one.
Except one. And we'll get to that. But we'd like to introduce. Should we try to
Let's move for
All right.
ourselves for a second.
You want to move up front somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go somewhere.
You're just gonna move with us, audience. All six
Yeah.
of you that are watching live right now. This is riveting. I hope you're all enjoying this. Shep, take your laptop.
If I drop my laptop,
Thank you so much for watching throughout this audience.
I should just tilt it to the ground.
The chair somewhere in the middle.
That sounds fine.
All right. Thank you.
For the cat.
You could also.
Could laptop on a chair and go on the floor. I don't care. Whatever
We
you
have
want.
multiple chairs.
We have chairs. We can act like adults.
All right.
Look at that cat eating. Let's get some action shots.
Ready again.
All right.
Remy, how you doing, Remy?
Do you want to do hockey East coaches as dogs and cat keepers? All right. What do we think? All right. So we were thinking about this last night in Lowell.
Actually, no, you have another chair.
So the laptop.
Yeah, if we put the laptop on a chair across from us, it'll be adult-like.
Hello. Hi. Hello. You don't like me, do you? I don't blame you. I'm a stranger in your house.
Remy doesn't like BC. Remy likes.
That's right. Rennie loves Ohio State. That's true.
Remy is a Buckeye. I just got the camera up with my finger.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for dealing with the.
Oh, look at this! This
Wow,
is like
this
a
is
real.
much better.
This is like it. This is legit.
Tilt this up a little.
Yeah.
All right. Last night at Lowell, by the way, shout out to Arizona State. Even though they lost 8-1 last night, they did score one shot on one goal in the first period to take a 1-0 lead. That was really awesome. One of my favorite things I've seen at a hockey game this year. Shout out to Kevin Boyle. But we were talking about different things that we could discuss on the show today. And one of them was the fact that we think that Jeff Jackson probably a dog person.
Jeff Jackson is definitely a dog person. Jeff Jackson is most decidedly a dog person. This is actually a little bit weird for me to look at it like this.
Sorry.
This is like almost a hair professional.
Almost, but let's not get carried away. So it made us think, hockey's coaches, are they dog people or cat people? Do we want to go alphabetically through the schools?
I always just go sort of work it geographically.
Okay, so why don't you start it
So
off?
we'll start with
Maine.
Maine. Maine and Red Gendron. Is Red Gendron a dog person or a cat?
Red Gendron is a huge dog, not like a very big dog person, like he's a person of very big dogs. I think he probably has like a massive German Shepherd or something.
Yes, I think that's definitely true. I'm tweeting right now as we speak about this, so people can know to tune in if they don't know. As cat or dog people,
I think that if anything, he might not have pets in the house and be more of a like he has animals in the woods that he's taken as his own?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we discussed this a bit. Maybe Red's not really a dog or a cat person. Red at one point tried to tame a bear or a moose or something like that, and it didn't go so well, and that's what happened with his mustache. Actually, he didn't willingly shave off the mustache. It just was a natural byproduct of bad things that happened to him. Seemed like a fair statement. Ooh, that buddy, he really came down. I think we're good.
I think
we're good.
All right, who's next?
So next would be Dick Umili.
What do we think?
He's a really hard one to read. Cat.
I'm gonna say that Dick Umili. This is awful. I think that Dick Umili probably has a really dumb dog who makes the same mistakes over and over again. Like a really lovable, sweet dog that just falls for it every time. Like you don't really see cats falling for the "I'm going to throw the ball." I mean, I could be wrong about that, but it depends. I think that most cats probably just don't even bother trying to chase the ball because they don't want to deal with you.
The ball will be there no matter what. If I just leave the ball there, the ball will still be there.
Dick Umili is definitely a dog who chases the ball.
All right, so who does that brings us to? Who's after? Kevin Sneddon. Kevin Sneddon. Kevin Sneddon next.
I think Kevin Sneddon's a cat person.
Cat person.
Yeah.
Sure. So. Norm Bazin. Norm Bazin has a dog. You didn't think it could be perfectly bred, but it turns out it totally could be perfectly bred. And in fact, he's bred it exactly as it should be. And that dog is extremely successful.
I could see Norm Bazin having like a beautiful, loyal beagle or something.
Yes,
I think that's Norm Bazin's.
Just immaculate fur. Adheres to a perfect system of fur and hair on the body, and exacting in all of its movements.
That was a little weird. Let's move on.
Well, is that not?
No, let's just move on.
If we advance that, I really hope somebody gets a gift of the face I just made. If we advance at this point to Mark Dennehy.
Mark Dennehy.
Dog.
Old dog.
Dog. We're getting more dogs than cats.
Yeah, we are. We already decided Jeff Jackson was a dog.
We already Jeff Jackson. I got a great joke, but we're going to save it for a little bit longer. So we'll go to David Quinn next. It's a hard one to read.
So in a bachelor pad, what type of animal would you have?
If he lives in the city, it's got to be a cat, right?
Probably. Yeah, he probably has a decent size, but still pretty small condo in the city near you.
If not, I'd say it's a dog. But I think if it's inside the cat, or really it's a bachelor pad, there's no animals involved. It's easier that way.
All right.
Jerry York.
Jerry York loves all animals equally. He loves all of God's creatures.
And they really went out there, and they were just terrific last night. They just. I can't believe the way they play. I've been watching them play for 30 years now, and I just can't believe that they just looked the best they possibly could have looked last night. So great. So lucky that we get to play them. Just happy to see them out there. Just
terrific. The cats out there really giving it their all. It's just terrific.
Yeah, you see all this effort every night. It's just the top line effort.
And they don't want it to be about them. It's really about all the volunteers and about all the people that come in. It's really just not about them. It's not about me. Jerry York, he loves all animals equally. Next,
Jim Madigan.
Jim Madigan. Let's see. What animal would Jim Madigan adopt? We missed. Is the funny joke you were thinking of that you asked one? All right, we'll get to that. All right. I'm going to say Jim Madigan. I don't know. For some reason, he strikes me as a cat person. Probably because he coaches dogs that don't like him very much.
I was going to say like a mastiff or something like that.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Nate Lehman.
Nate Lehman. Like a Westminster dog, like one that wins awards and stuff. Is there like a cat show similar to Westminster, or is that not?
Yes, but adopt, don't shop.
That's right.
Fair points. Fair points.
See, Nate Lehman probably bought.
Oh, Nate Lehman totally.
Nate Lehman totally bought.
No, Nate Lehman is union.
That's true.
Nate Lehman adopted, then he decided to buy.
That's pretty funny. All right, who else we got?
Mike Kavanaugh.
Mike Kavanaugh. I think he probably has a little dog. Yeah, he might have one of each.
Stores is in the woods.
Yeah.
He's got whatever he
Yeah,
wants.
that's true.
So that brings us to John Micheletto. Oh, we got a cat
we
literally
do.
attacking the laptop.
Please
right
climb
now.
on the laptop.
Please climb on the laptop. Please, it's my laptop. Just
Yeah.
don't pee on it. Just don't pee on it.
That almost said that. Very, very
Oh,
curious.
it's
about the
really
microphone,
coming
I
around
think.
here.
Come here. Am I allowed to pet?
Yeah, she might kind of swat at you, but she won't hurt you. She's walking this non.
That's okay.
Oh no, you're running. Never mind. She would swat you, but with her claws in.
Okay. No, she's eating, so we'll let that happen. Where are we?
John Micheletto.
Okay.
John Micheletto can't own an animal.
John Micheletto, he went to the dog shelter, but they didn't have any dogs. They
No,
went to the
there's
cat
nothing.
shelter, they didn't have any cats. Went to the bird shelter, didn't have any birds, so he came home with a guppy. Shout out to Fight Nest. Shout out to Field Triangle.
I feel sorry for John Micheletto,
I'm
honestly.
really sorry about that. All right.
That's awful. Should we get to the women's bean pot at this
We
point?
should get to the women's.
We've been going for a while, by the way.
We have.
need
We
to
probably
speed
need
this
to-
up at this
yeah,
point.
let's
We might not have interludes at this
All
point.
right, so real quick, BC women versus Harvard. BC's going to win, right?
BC's going to win. I mean, BC, we won't spoil the suspense for it, but yeah, BC's going to win that. So that gives us BU Northeastern.
It does. Well, do we want to let a? Do we want to?
Oh, we should have a cat prediction.
Alright.
Where do we want to do the? We want to do the prediction.
What am I
Maybe we'll
doing
tilt
now?
it. BC versus Harvard. Yeah. So we'll tilt the chair maybe to face the open floor. Or,
Hey, cats, who wants to do this? Maybe
Reading
Betsy
is
can
floating
do
over
that.
there.
okay.
Can we go visit Betsy?
Yes.
Is that
I want to get this
possible?
piece of styrofoam out of my pocket.
Would you like to?
You want to turn the camera?
Yep.
So Mitzi's just in a run because she's only been here for a few days. You can't pick
So it should be noted, Boston College coming into this tournament undefeated.
Got BC on the right, Harvard on the left.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, the Eagles choke again.
Oh.
So last year, BC was undefeated.
Oh, Remy has climbed onto the.
Ah, yes. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hello. Freddie thinks that Northeastern's going to win the women's game. Whoops, sorry. I was told that might happen. I'll leave you alone now.
I'm gonna tweet a photo of that cat with. This cat has seen as many BU games this year as Shep. I already did. You
All right, I'm going to let you keep the chair. All right.
talk about
So,
the upset. that
we should talk about the upset that was just it should be pointed out. Last year, Harvard was the team that ended Boston College's undefeated season in the women's speed pot final at the Bright. They then went on to beat BC again at the Frozen Four. I don't want to talk about it. Flew out to Minneapolis just to see us lose to Harvard. It was actually pretty funny. I was at a jazz club in Minneapolis after the game, which was awesome, by the way. It was they were playing the blues, which was perfect for me and Grant at the time because we were pretty sad. And the waiter comes over and he's like, "How are you guys doing tonight?" I said, "Well, we could be better." Now, bear in mind, this is Minneapolis. It's the weekend of the WCHA final and the NCHC final. And so the waiter goes, "Oh, let me guess, you lost to the Sioux." And we're like, "Nah, we're here for the women's Frozen Four, and we lost to Harvard." And the guy goes, "You lost to Harvard? Oh, that's awful. All right, let me get you some drinks." I hope that doesn't happen again. That's all I really have to say about it. BC really playing some good hockey. Obviously, they're undefeated. Number one in the pairwise, hoping to lock down that spot. Last year, they didn't win any trophies except for the regular season Hockey East title. I might actually cry if that happens again, and I don't think anyone wants to see that.
And apparently Mitzi here just decided that that's going to happen, at least on one end.
Yeah,
already.
with you right now, Mitzi. All right.
I guess some serious problems with Mitzi.
So you think BC is going to win? I think BC is going to
I
win.
think BC's
What do you think? BC's gonna win. All right, let's move on.
Sure.
BU women versus Northeastern. Northeastern's going to win.
That is obvious.
You don't have Poulin anymore. Northeastern has Kendall Coyne, who's probably going to win the Patty Cast.
It's definitely the tougher game to predict. Obviously.
I don't know if that's true. Harvard's
You
decent.
really think so?
I don't know. I mean, I guess BU's decent too. Oh,
We might be moving quickly here to a thing.
I'm
I
picking
think
Northeastern.
I think I'll take Northeastern then too. You've conned me into it
All right.
slowly but
What do
surely.
you think, Northeastern? I hope not to pressure you. All right, now the Cat Snake is going to play Harvard in the final.
Truman, come here.
Oh, someone else
Lucia
got
wants to
it.
do it.
Is that Lucia or Lucia?
Everyone says it differently, so she
Where did
has
it say?
like 5 different names.
We're going to be calling it Lucia.
Truman,
Oh, somebody
Oh.
just over the mic.
come here.
Oh, Truman, those aren't treats.
Oh. Okay.
Truman, no?
Oh.
Oh, Truman buys into the Northeastern.
So the Cat Snake, it's going to be a Harvard versus Northeastern Dream final.
Very reluctant, though, we should know.
It was reluctant. What do we think the score was there?
That was maybe like a 4-3.
Yeah, that sounds right. Hi, Truman.
Half of it, not the whole thing.
Oh,
so
what is
that's
that?
only 1.
That is.
Maybe that means overtime.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you guys are pretty wonderful students here.
Yeah, are we in the waist list? Should we move?
We're starting to cruise right through this now, anyway.
So that was the first round of the women's bean pot that we've moved through now, and it's into.
We're going to do introduce us to a cat. We're too behind schedule.
Yeah, we're too far behind schedule for that. Yeah. Yes.
I can introduce you to some of the cats. I don't know. I mean,
We've kind of met a lot of
You've
them.
got
Yeah.
some introductions.
Yes, sure.
Adopt a cat. Adopt one of these cats.
They're friendly. I'm always here during open hours, and I'll make sure you got the best cat for you.
We did have one person already come and say that they saw the cats on this interruption. Shout out to you, whoever you are. Come on back. Go to the cat here. All right, so now we're moving on to the consolation game and the championship game of the men's bean pot.
Yes.
So we have a few different combinations that we're going to do. Your final was Harvard against BU. That means, well, who's going to win the bean pot, Shep? Shep?
I
Shep,
feel
you
like
can say
I
it.
pigeonholed myself into a Harvard bean pot victory, which is what I didn't want to do, but I did it by accident. You know, obviously BU beat Harvard a couple weeks ago, but I still think Harvard is the better team there. I think they've got a bit of an upper hand. So I guess I just predicted Harvard to win the bean pot. Can I change this tomorrow?
No. No. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. Shep thinks Harvard is going to win the bean pot. All right, I've got BC against Northeastern, the rematch, and I'll take a 5-3 Boston College victory. Eagles win the bean pot for the 6th time in 7 years.
It's the glorious thing.
You have BC BU, is that right?
Yes.
The only person or cat to predict the BC versus BU final this year.
Probably the rightest.
Sorry about that.
We kind of picked the middle spot.
That's all right. Appreciate the responsibility. What do you think?
I gotta go with BC, but again, I think it's gonna be close because it's always close.
Never know.
Consolation game, I should say real quick. I think that we are going to see Harvard beat BU in the consolation. BU finishes 4th again. You've got a BC versus Northeastern consolation game.
BC.
And Harvard Northeastern consolation
Harvard's
game.
gonna destroy them.
All right. Who do the
Literally
Cats think?
destroy them.
The Cats have picked a Harvard BU final. And now,
We can see Harvard BU.
who do our cat friends think is going to win the bean pot in 2016?
Where do we want to do this?
Let's go exploring over to the other side.
Oh,
Meet
alright,
some
let's do
new
it.
cats.
That's no. We're gonna be on the move now.
Harvard's going to win. All right.
He's probably right.
These are siblings.
Can we come in?
You want to come out and do it?
Hello.
This is Chubby Love, who you may recognize from a couple predictions ago. We did not name him.
Chubby Love predicted UMass to beat BC.
Yeah.
So take his
Hold the
predictions with a
coffee.
grain of salt.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
come on. I know you really want these treats.
This is riveting. Oh, that was quick.
Wow.
That was quick and decisive. Congratulations, Boston University. Chubby Love thinks you are going to win the bean pot. Now we have the consolation game. Hello, what's your name?
Buddy, you look kind of afraid. Here, you want to put it in the mic?
And that Shadow is
Hey,
slightly
Shadow.
afraid of your sister with
Shadow,
sad eyes.
I hope that you don't think BC is going to finish last place in the bean pot.
Well, this is going to be a little tricky because you're in your bed. Well, let's see.
Hi, Shadow.
This is Northeastern's best chance of winning the totally losing the bean putt right now.
You are not making it easy. Well, that's right in front of your face. That's not.
You're trying to eat something that isn't there. There you go.
Here, we'll put them right next to the papers. I don't know where that one went. This is too hard. Can you get out
Tie.
of your bed?
You know, the consolation game can end in a tie. Little known fact. I think it's only happened once. This is riveting.
This is a
Can we do our
great
golf
game.
announcer voices?
Here we go. Lining up the putt.
Who is going to win the consolation?
BC.
Okay, she picked BC.
Boston College. So Northeastern finishes 4th in the Bean Pot in 2016. Boston College 3rd. Harvard 2nd. And BU wins their 31st Bean Pot. That is the official thoughts of the Cats.
Of the Gifford Cat Shelter
Cats.
on the men's bean putt.
That's right. Move on to the Women's Bean Pot Championship and Consolation. I'm not sure where we should go.
We should move out of this one.
We'll go try Hope since Eric wanted Hope to get a shot.
Hope probably should have been the one that we had do the Northeastern games.
That's right. Don't worry, we've got a special surprise plan for the special game.
I don't even know if you like it.
Well, we should probably make our own predictions first, actually.
No, we can make those after.
I think BC is going to win. I'm just going to throw that up there. I think this is their year finally to, at the very least, make it to the national championship game. It starts with winning the Bean Pot. I think they do it pretty easily over Northeastern in the final. Shep.
Oh, I'm making it's my turn to make a prediction.
It is.
So I put Northeastern BC into the final and BU Harvard into the consolation game. I think BC does win it, maybe.
I'll take Harvard in the consolation game, by the way.
Yeah, I'll take Harvard in the consolation. No, I don't. Do I have that?
You have Harvard BU.
I
So
have Harvard BU. Oh, yeah, I think Harvard's probably the better team there.
all right, so this is Hope.
This is Hope. Hope is 14, and a lot of people think that's very old, but Cats can live to 20, so she's not that old. And I don't remember what the Cats predicted.
The Cats
Harvard,
predicted a
Northeastern.
Harvard against Northeastern final.
Yes.
That's right. Harvard Northeastern. So Cats have already knocked out the favored Boston College Eagles. Will they predict Kendall Coyne and Northeastern? Or will we get a Harvard Bean Pot victory for the second consecutive year?
Well, don't eat that tree. Look at it.
Now lining up for the pot.
Standing down. That's a Northeastern
Northeastern
victory.
Husky. Well, you know, Northeastern, they're a very good team. They're probably going to make the NCAA tournament. If it weren't for the fact that BC is otherworldly this year, they very well could win the Hockey East Championship. But there you have it. So the Gifford Cats predict that Northeastern is going to win the women's bean pot and that BU is going to win the men's bean pot.
I'm disappointed in them.
Yeah, well, they've had a bad contract. That'll be all right.
Where should we do the consolation game?
Oh, that's right. Consolation game.
We can see if Midnight wants to do it. Otherwise,
I'm worried.
Dutch can just have a last go.
We're getting a great little tour.
We are.
Put it right down. So we just battled Carnav in the bean pot consolation game. Winning. Boston College recovering from losing their undefeated season.
Oh, hey, no.
Good cat. Clearly, BC was not going to lose 2 bean pot games in a row. Sorry, Shaq.
Of course.
Now you know the stinging field of rejection.
Oh, I feel awful.
All right. So there you have it. Those
That's-
are all of our predictions.
That's it. We've revealed them in a cat shelter, which is a heck of a place to do it. There is one thing we have left to predict, and then I think we'll
That's
probably
right.
wrap it up.
We do have one more.
And we've got a
prediction.
special cat to
We
predict.
do. All right. So Shout out to our friends out on the west. I know this is Eastern bias, since the East is the best.
This is the cat we have predicting this today. Note the name there. Might that be a Lucia?
That is Lucia the cat. And in honor of the fact that
Laura.
Okay.
You're just gonna
Chef
serve
just gets
your
nervous.
food.
So you should be able to see all my but you can also.
So Lucia the cat, fresh off losing yesterday to Bemidji State in the semifinals of the North Star College Cup, is going to decide who is going to win the wannabe beatback. We've got a epic clash between Bemidji State and St. Cloud State. This is the first time we've ever even spoken of either of these teams on this program.
This is Lucia, and she is diabetic, so getting treats is very exciting for her. She doesn't usually get them, so she might freak out.
Well, Don Lucia doesn't usually get wins this year, so you know that's about right.
All right, who's it going to be? Who will win the North Star College Cup? St. Cloud State of Bemidji.
Okay. Oh, well, you found the extra treat.
Even Lucia is not interested in the North Star College Cup.
Behind you.
I was like trying to get a dog.
One of them is a dog.
Bemidji.
Bemidji, the mighty man.
So,
So what does that mean?
That means a close game.
Close game.
close game.
Bemidji wins. In overtime, they can't do shootouts anymore. So that's it. That was the North Star College Cup. Congratulations to Bemidji State. The Cats think you're going to win.
I think that might be our show too.
That just about is. I think that. Did you? Is that it?
That was it. I think that's everything we wanted to do. We got all the cats out. We did it. We had a lot of fun. We made a lot of predictions. This is really great. You should donate to Meowstern Bias, tinyurl.com/meowsternbias. Come visit, adopt here at the Gifford Cat Shelter. A great place. A
Tell
lovely
me
building.
this is why you came, and I will be so happy.
It's true. Laurie, please. Also, even if you don't donate to Meowstern Bias, you can always donate to the shelter just by going to gifford.org. It requires no hockey-related things to happen.
Just donate.
Just donate.
Cash.
Just donate money. They'll take your cash. They'll take your checks. Take your checks. Whatever. However you want to do it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I know we haven't had a huge viewer count during the show.
We'll see how this goes post-show.
I think that it's probably going to go viral.
This counts as episode 53, right?
This definitely counts as episode.
There may be another episode this week. There may not be.
Probably not. We'll do a special episode if it's a Harvard versus Northeastern final.
Oh, there's definitely going to be a lot of things happening if it's a Harvard Northeastern final.
Like the end of the world.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everyone. It's been great. It's been fun. And we appreciate you joining us.
Thanks a lot. I gotta kill us some hell with my fingers.
White girl cats that you fell in love